All right, here is the video on lesson 5.02b, independent practice. We're still talking about linear functions, but this time we were not given a graph. Instead, they gave us an equation. Okay, now I'm going to use a graphing calculator to help you visualize this, but you don't always need the graphing calculator to determine or to identify if the equation is a function or not. Okay, and I'm going to give you a couple tips. So here is problem number one. Here is the graphing calculator that I'm using. It's called Desmos Graphing Calculator. Okay, and basically I'm going to take the equation, okay, where it says f of x equal 2.4x minus 2. And I'm going to put it here in box number one. Now, I'm not going to use f of x, the label f of x. That label, f parenthesis x, is really the letter y. I'm going to type y, and then I'm going to write the rest, 2.4x minus 2. And look at the graph. See, it came out a straight line. So like you did in the previous lesson, when you see the graph and it's a straight line, as long as not a vertical line, then we say that this is a linear function. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it is a linear function. Now, how do you figure out if the equation is a linear function or not if you do not have the calculator? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the letter x, the variable. And if you do not see an exponent, it's because the exponent is 1. When the highest exponent is 1, okay, so you're going to look for the variable. And if the highest exponent is 1, we say that is a linear function. Okay, so that's another way you can identify when equations are linear functions or not. You can use a graphing calculator and see the picture, see the graph, but most of the time you don't have a graphing calculator. So you need to figure out another way of identifying if the equation is a function or not. And that other way is just look at the variable x. And look, I'm going to put it right here. See this x? If I put exponent 1, see, it's still a line. If I put a different exponent, see, I'm going to have a different picture. So if the exponent is 1, and here's the thing, like we learned about exponent rules, when the exponent is 1 in algebra, we do not write it. So every time you see the x without an exponent, it's because the exponent is 1. Okay, let's go to the next question, question number 2. Look at the next one here. Okay, so I'm going to use my graphing calculator. I'm going to erase all of this. I'm going to type the equation. So again, when you see f parentheses x, okay, we say that in algebra f of x. That's really the letter y. So y equal. And then I'm going to type the rest. X squared. How do you type exponent? X squared plus 5x and then plus 5. And you can see, look at the shape of the graph. Okay, it's not a straight line. Also, look at the x's. I have two x's. You're looking for the x with the highest exponent. Look who's the highest exponent. 2. That's not 1. That's why it's not linear. Okay, let's go to the next page. Next problem, problem number 3. Again, look, if I'm going to decide without the graphing calculator if this equation is a function or not, okay, you can see there's 3 x's. You're just going to work with the x with the highest exponent. This case is 3. Okay, to be linear, the exponent must be 1. But 3 is not the same as 1, so this is not linear. And I'm going to prove it to you by doing the graph. So I'm going to type the equation, y equal, then I'm going to type negative x to the third power, so yeah, this is the exponent key, minus 4x to the power of 2, minus x minus 4. And look Look at the graph. See, it's not a straight line. Okay, let's go to question number 4. Y equal 4.7x. Again, if I don't have the graphing calculator, I'm going to look at the letter x. I don't see an exponent. That means the exponent is 1. So that means this equation is a linear function. But to prove it to you, I'm going to put the equation in the calculator so you can see the graph of this equation. And look, you can see it's a straight line. So that's why I said the equation is a linear function. Let's go to the last question. Okay. Now here, careful. I look at the letter x. See, I see the x's, both x's. I don't see an exponent. That means the exponent is 1. However, here, this x is on the denominator of a fraction. And the x cannot be in the denominator of a fraction. Because when I do the graph, you're going to see it's not going to be a straight line. So when you see the x in the denominator of a fraction, it's not a linear function. But again, to prove it to you, I'm going to do the graph. I'm going to type the equation, y equal. Then look what I'm going to do. I'm going to type that fraction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type -5 divided. Remember, fraction is a division problem. Divided by x. Look, the moment I put the x, look at the graph. But let me finish typing the rest. Then put the cursor on the side of the fraction bar, plus -3x plus 2. And look at the graph. Okay, you can see it's not a straight line. So there's the graph, but if you do not have the graphing calculator, if you see the x on the bottom of a fraction in the denominator, then it's not a linear function. Okay, I hope this helps.